the technique that's going to help you get really embodied. Honestly, I'm going to brag on myself right now because I'm very embodied. I worked with a somatic practitioner once, and he said something to me like, I will work with you again because you're so embodied. I don't remember exactly what he said, but focusing really helps you get so embodied. This is why I'm so embodied. I'm so in tune with the sensations of my body. This actually really confused me for a while as a coach because I would ask people, well, what sensation are you feeling in your body? Because to me, I'm so in tune with the sensations in my body. And honestly, a lot of the times people don't know. Like people are not in tune with their bodies. Their bodies are not giving them sensations. Their bodies are not giving them information. So this is a really great technique that you can use, and I encourage you to use it on yourself. This is a be your own coach method, and then you can use it on clients as well. And it's really going to help you get so in tune with that information in your body because your body is your intuition. Your body is your wisdom. Your body is going to tell you what you need and want. You can trust your body. You can trust what your body is saying. And focusing is really going to help you build that trust. So again, with the Be Your Own Coach method, it's going to help you build your trust. And it's also going to really help your clients get a lot of great insight and input. Although we'll talk more about what it's like to work with this with clients, because actually, again, so many clients are not going to be in tune with their bodies. So there are ways to work with it with clients when they're not in tune. And if you want to learn more about how to work with this method with clients, join the waitlist for my coaching training program below. That will give you the information you need to start to work this method with clients. But let's talk about focusing and what it is. So, focusing is essentially putting a spotlight on the body and finding answers to questions in the body. So if you're asking your client a question, or if your client's feeling confused, and again, this is for you too, again, be your own coach, be your own coach method. If you're feeling confused, if you feel like you don't have an answer, if you want to know what your block is, and instead of like having them talk it out, I mean, coaching isn't talk therapy. We don't want to endlessly talk out. And sometimes that's so in the mind, right? We don't want to endlessly hear the mind's excuses and reasons. This helps to find the real reason, the actual embodied reason that someone is feeling blocked or that, that's holding someone back. And it also actually can bring really positive information too. It's not just blocks. So, but there are different questions that you're going to want to ask to elicit, positive responses or when someone needs support, and also to elicit blocks. And, also in the coaching training, again, join the wait list to join the next round of the coaching training below. And in in all other videos I'm focusing, we're going to talk about different questions you can ask. And again, I'll lead you through different question trees. So for focusing, I want to explain the general principle before you experience it. I mean, you can just go ahead and experience it now, that's fine. But I think focusing has the simplest principle behind it. And I'm so surprised more people aren't using this in their coaching because it's so brilliant. But, I find that even when I guide other people through it, they don't understand the principle behind it. But the principle behind focusing is really easy. So, what you do is you ask a question. Again, it can be any question. That's the thing, any question, but it's any question. It can just be like, what does the body really want to tell me? That's a really basic question. It can be specifically, what's blocking me from making money right now? It can be even more specific than that. What's blocking me from making $10,000 this month? Um, it can be a positive question, like what are my gifts and talents? What do I really have to offer the world? And you're going to take that question. I think of like, we're thinking the question, right? And then we want to land the question in the body. So I imagine a golden light going down and we land the question in the body. And then this is a series of questions that you ask the client, or again, you ask yourself when you're your own client in the Be Your Own Coach method. Where is it in the body? It could be anywhere. It's also actually sometimes outside the body. So you can say that it's okay if it's outside the body. It can be anywhere in the body. So where is it? And then what is it made out of? And if someone's like, what does that mean? You say a material, velvet, steel, wood. It can be made out of anything. Energy. What color is it? And it's like, the answers to these questions, obviously we're asking our bodies, we're communicating with our own conscious and unconscious selves. There's no right answer. It's not like it should be made out of wood, you know? It doesn't matter. It's not really about what it is, about what the answer is. It's more about what is the client bringing forward. And it's more about getting them in tune with their bodies and with their own minds and subconscious minds, with their inner selves. And then you ask, you more like you prompt the client to ask if this part has a name. So you ask, does it have a name? Go ahead and ask it, does it have a name? And they say to the part, okay, do you have a name? And maybe a name comes up, maybe it doesn't. If a name comes up, great, then refer to it as a name moving forward. So let's say the name Nancy comes up, and then you actually talk with the part. You're like, okay, you ask your client, can you ask Nancy? Or again, if you're doing it for yourself, you say, Nancy, what's my biggest money block? You repeat the question at that point. What's keeping me from making $10,000? What are my gifts and talents? And then you wait and you hear from Nancy. And again, like I said, like some clients aren't, I mean, actually many clients, let's be real, are not in tune with their bodies. Like we live in a world, I mean, come on, we're always on our phones, where we really prioritize mental connection. Like I think of like all those hours, like how long do we all spend going to school, really prioritizing the mental connection, not prioritizing our body wisdom. So people really might not have access to answers. They might not be able to hear their bodies, in which case, and you might too, and this might take practice. It might take time to start really hearing from your body. There might be a lot of emotion to move through, in which case you just say, well, whatever's coming up is perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. Doesn't have to, again, we're not looking for right or wrong here. This is not a right or wrong time. There's no binary when you're looking at the wisdom of your body. But that's it. That's so, and then you just you just follow the thread. And you just follow the thread. Obviously we talk more about following the thread in the coach training, which again you can get on that wait list in the email list below. Or we also talk about following the thread in other videos here in this channel. And following the thread is really following those questions, like asking the best next question. And we keep following the thread with this part until we feel like there's a natural endpoint. And then you just ask, is there anything else that this part needs to say? If yes, it'll say it. If no, great. Then you just say, okay, say thank you to that part. Again, if you're coaching yourself, thank you to that part. And then you're done. It's that simple. It's really such a fantastic method. It's the best method, I think. And we're going to keep practicing it this. So again, I really encourage you to do this on yourself, be your own coach, because you're going to really gain a lot of mastery much more quickly in this method. And you're also going to get so much more embodied. And when you're embodied, you really are a much better coach, in my opinion. So let's go back again over focusing. Focusing, state a question in your mind, drop that question into the body. Notice where it is in the body. Notice what material it's made out of. Notice the color. See if there's a name. If there's no name, give it a name. Restate the original question and then follow the thread until you get to the end. Then ask, is there anything else? And then say thank you. That is focusing. And again, the benefits of focusing are that you just really get different, when people are coming from the mind, they're going to tell you really mostly regurgitated stuff, right? They're going to tell you what their parents told them. They're going to tell you the things they've believed for years. You're not really going to get interesting new stuff from this level. However, when people are coming from the body, like in focusing, you're going to get new information. You're going to access your own or the client's deep wisdom, and you're really going to actually move forward during the session. Okay, amazing. Yes. So if you want to learn more about coaching or you want to really up-level your coaching skills, then get on the wait list to join the next coaching training below. Thank you so much.